my name is Mikala Boer and this is my practical simulation for my Certificate 4 in personal training. So today I'm training a client at my house because I don't currently have access to a gym. So I have called my client Catherine and informed her of the location and time, and I have spoken to her about an hour ago just to confirm that she's still coming. So because we're doing it outside today, we're going to be doing it in my backyard. I've had to sweep and remove some hazards and make sure that it's all clear and we have a good safe area to use, so that's all good to go. I have also organised the session before she has arrived and I have memorised it and understand it clearly, so I'm able to instruct it very well. The gym equipment that I've been using is I'm borrowing it from my mentor, so I've ensured that she doesn't need to use it and there's going to be no other gym users in the area that we'll be using. I have checked the equipment that I borrowed from her, make sure that it's all safe and good to go, and I have arranged it in order that makes sense for the program so that it can all run smoothly. So now we'll just wait until she gets here. Hey Catherine, how are you going?
Good.
I'm Mikala, nice to meet you. Grab a seat.
Thank you.
How's it going today? What have you been up to?
Got up, went for a walk and had coffee.
Oh, excellent.
Had breakfast and I'm ready to work out.
Awesome. And you found my house okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. So before we get started, I'm just going to ask you a few questions just to make sure that we're all good to go to do the training. So they're just a few yes or no questions, so just answer yes or no as I go. So, has your doctor ever told you that you have a heart condition or have you ever suffered stroke?
No.
Do you ever experience unexplained pains in your chest at rest or during physical activity or exercise? Do you ever feel faint or have spells of dizziness during physical activity or exercise that causes you to lose balance?
No.
Good. Have you had an asthma attack requiring immediate medical attention at any time over the last 12 months?
No, not goodness.
If you have diabetes type 1 or type 2, have you had trouble controlling your blood glucose in the last 3 months?
Nope.
Do you have any diagnosed muscle, bone or joint problems that you have been told could be made worse by participating in physical activity or exercise?
Nope.
No. Do you have any other medical conditions that may make it dangerous for you to participate in physical activity or exercise?
No.
No. Okay, and do you smoke?
No.
No. And do you have any injuries or anything that you're a bit concerned about that might affect your training today? Or
Bit of a weak shoulder, but I'm building up on that, so we'll work on some strength. But yeah,
okay.
just to overuse it.
We'll just make sure if anything starts to hurt or anything today, just make sure you tell me and we'll stop doing it. So you mentioned to me the other day that your goals to coming with me is to tone your arms and your glutes and your inner thighs. So
Yes.
I've incorporated that into our workout a little bit today and based our fitness test on that. So we'll work on those goals. So I've planned out the workout for you today, and we're going to start off with just a little bit of mobility warm-up, get you nice and ready to go, and send your joints through their range of motion. And then we're going to put you through a fitness test, strength 1, based on the goals that you've told me. And then we're going to do some strength workouts, upper body and lower body. And then we're going to do some cardio and some innovative cardio, and then you're done.
Oh, sounds good.
How does that sound? Do you have any questions? Or
Not yet.
Alrighty.
I'm sure I'll find something.
Okay, Catherine. So the first thing that we're going to do is our strength fitness test. I picked the push-up one just because you said that you wanted to tone your arms, so this is a great one for that. So the main muscles that we're going to be working today are our chest and our shoulders and our triceps.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you how to do it first. We're going to do them on our knees today just because we want to make sure that you have correct form and we also don't want to aggravate that shoulder. So we're going to come down onto our knees and our hands are now on the mat. And we want to have our hands a little bit more wider than shoulder width apart and nice straight flat back with your head. So you don't want to have your head coming too far forward or too far back. You just want to keep it nice and neutral and in line. So when we go down, we're going to breathe in on as we go down and breathe out as we push up. So in, out, come down far enough to where your chin just touches the mat. So one more, this just counts as one rep. In, out. Alrighty. Do you have any questions before we do that? Or?
No, just try it and see how I go.
Okay, so do just a couple of practice ones first, and then we'll start counting.
So hands about there.
Yep, do you need to move the mat forward a little bit more, or have you got enough room?
Yeah, that's good.
Yep, alrighty. See. Yep, nice work. Just want to make sure that your butt is engaged a little bit more, yep. Engaging that core, sucking your belly button up to your back. Alrighty, good. So that was just the practice.
I can't put my nose on the floor.
Alright, so I think just to make sure that you've got more of your glutes are coming out a little bit, so we might just move this forward just a tiny bit so then you can be a little bit more flat.
Okay.
And then you just go as many as you feel comfortable, and I'm just going to count them. Okay, so 1, yep, breathing in, breathing out, yep. 2, yep, a little bit lower next time. 3, yep, nice work, Catherine. 4, good. 5, how's your shoulder feeling?
Shoulders okay.
6, yep, engaging the core. Make sure that's nice and tight. 7, 8, yep, 9, breathing in, 10, breathe out, 11, 12,
One more.
and 13. Alright, nice work. You felt okay with those?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a bit sore from yesterday's workout, I think.
From yesterday, good, that's good. So 14 is the range for your age group is around a little bit average, so we can definitely work on the push-ups, but that's good, that's why you're here. So have a little rest and grab a drink and we'll move on to... Alrighty, so the next exercise that we're going to do is a strength exercise for our chest, so it's going to be working mainly our pectorals major, so your chest, and our shoulders and our triceps again. It's going to be a compound movement because it's using 2 or more joints. So the joints are our shoulders and our elbow joints. So we're going to start, we're going to come down onto the floor and lay down with our legs bent up like this. And I'm going to hand you the weights. We're just using 3 kilos today just to make sure that you can get it. It is a bit of a hard one, so we'll start with that. We don't want to hurt that shoulder. So we're going to have our back flat on the ground and our head and neck nice and flat, and it's going to stay flat the whole time. And our arms are going to come out, not straight out like this, we want to be a little bit like this, and then you want to have the dumbbells in line with your chest. So we're just going to do about 8 to 10 reps, and we're going to breathe out as we push, so breathe in now, out, and then come back down, in, out, and you really want to squeeze your pectorals, your chest muscles when you come to the top, and then slowly lower it back down, and then push up and back down. Okay, so get your legs down. Do you have any questions about that before we start?
No, that one looks good. Doesn't look too hard.
Alrighty, so there's your weights. Back flat. Yep, so nice flat back, that's good. And
out, did you say?
yeah, just a little bit, yep, in line with your chest. Okay, so breathe out on the way up. And really bring them in, yep. And in on the way down. Perfect form. In and back down.
In on the way up.
Out on the way up. So pushing in. Alrighty, nice. Okay, 6. Is your shoulder okay? Yep. 7. Excellent. These are very, very good. Yep. 9 and 10. Nice work. And you can just lower them beside you, let them go. Hey, how'd you feel with that?
That was good.
Good? Excellent.
Not too hard.
Okay, so now we're going to do some more strength work on our back. So the main muscles that this is going to work, it's a 1-arm dumbbell row. So we're going to be working our lats, our biceps, and our core stability. That's what's going to keep us nice and stable. The joints we're going to be using is our shoulder, our scapula, and our elbow joints. So we're going to start about feet hip width apart. And then we're going to grab our weight and come down into a lunge position. Make sure you've got a nice sturdy foot, and it's very important that your knee doesn't track in front of your toes. You want to keep your knee in line with your ankle. So then you're going to come down and support your arm on your leg, and then we're going to bring the weight up and squeeze our lats at the top, and then bring it back down. And you want to make sure that your core is engaged, your head's in line with your back, it's nice and flat, and we're going to go, and then it's out on the way up. Alrighty, do you have any questions about that one?
Okay, the breathing's going to get me, but I'm sure I'll work it out.
Yeah, that one's a bit confusing, isn't it?
Okay,
So-
legs hip width apart. Down.
Yep,
Straight knee.
yep, and
Got it.
then support, yep,
Support.
nice flat back, excellent. Yep, perfect, good form. 3, got your core engaged, that's good. 4, 5, I'm just going to do 8, 6, 7, excellent, very stable. 8, and you're done. And we'll swap legs.
Good balance on that
the other
leg.
side, yeah. Is this your
Sure
wobbly
about
leg?
the other one, probably.
Okay.
Okay, knees
Yep.
straight.
Perfect.
Bend the back
Nice
leg.
back. Yep, excellent. Yep, 1, 2, 3, it's good. 4, 5, very good form. 6, core engaged. 7, 8. Yep.
Doing 8.
Oh, yep, and
Right.
we're done. And your glutes, it's going to be a weighted lunge, so there's actually a lot of muscles involved in this, and it's going to be great for your toned leg and glute goals.
Okay.
So the muscles we're going to be working is our glutes, our hamstrings, our calves, our quadriceps, our abdominals, and our back muscles are also going to be working as stabilizers. So it's a really good one for that. The joints we're also using are our hips, our knees, and our ankle joints. So it's kind of a all over.
Around.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing it with the weights in our hand, and they're not too heavy, just so we can make sure we don't get our balance and everything. So we want to start hip width apart. It's a lot like the last exercise that we just did for your back. So we're going to step forward into our lunge position, and then come back down. Same thing, very important that your knees don't track over your knee doesn't track over your toes. In line with your ankle, nice and stable, and then come back up. And then we're going to switch legs. So you want to go and breathe in on the way down, okay, and out on the way up. Make sure that you engage your core the whole time. In, up, and we also want to make sure that our shoulders are in line with our hips the whole time, and the weights are in line with our shoulders. So nice flat back.
Breathe out.
And out on the way up.
No, do the other way around.
Breathe in on the way down.
Yeah. That's what, when
And
you
out
first
on the
started.
way.
Yeah, out of the way.
Alrighty, excellent. So did you have any questions?
No, let's just try it and see.
Alright, so do you want to have a go without the weights first?
No,
Or do you
that's
think
fine.
you're comfortable?
No, the weight's
okay.
good.
So we're going to just
So,
do
straight.
8 to 10, see how you're feeling. Yep, so feet hip width apart. Yep, good. And then
Like
one
that.
step forward. Yep, good.
Is that straight up and down?
Yep.
No.
Alright, so that's 1, 2, yep, 3, very good. That knee's coming forward a little bit, just try and keep that in line with the ankle. Yep, 4, perfect. Nice flat back, yep, 5, okay, the core's engaged, 6, yep, 7, nice work. You want to stop at 8?
Yep.
8, and excellent, finished.
Okay.
How was that?
That was good. Yeah, you do work the whole body, that one.
Yeah, it's a good
Feel
one.
it. Yeah.
Alrighty, so have a rest and grab a drink, and we'll
Okay.
move on to some cardio stuff.
Okay.
Okay, Catherine, so now we're going to be moving on to our cardio endurance section. So this one's going to be working a little bit longer. We're going to try and use moderate to high intensity to really try and get that heart rate up. Our main source of energy is going to be oxygen. That's because when you keep going, you use up all your other first sources of energy, such as ATP and your lactic acid system. So for an example, someone who is going to be running a marathon might use this sort of, or will use this energy system. So we're going to be doing a bit of skipping. Now, I know that you have a bit of a sore shoulder, so if anything hurts during this exercise at all, let me know and we'll stop. So I'll just show you how to do it. So we're going to grab our skipping rope. Now, when you're skipping, you want to ensure that you've got a slight bend in your knees, and you're going to just fling it over and step over it. And when you do, you want to sort of bounce, like push off the balls of your feet. So we're just going to come.
And just land softly.
Yeah, nice soft landing. Make sure you remember to breathe. Okay, so just have a little go of that. Alright, excellent. Now try and swap legs for me. Have the other one forward. Yeah.
Think about it.
Very good. Okay, so just stop there. That was a little practice. So that was very, very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you do 20 skips, and then we're going to stop and we're going to do some high knees. So what that is you're going to have your hands up here and you're going to try and jump up to hit your hands. So again, it's nice soft landing, nice bend in the knees. So we're going to go 20 skips, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 20. Then 20 high knees, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 20. Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Okay, yep.
Yeah. And then we're going to come back and do 20 skips again.
Oops, okay.
And then we're going to have a break, and then we're going to do it another 2 times through. So a bit of an endurance one here.
Might have to duck it down to 15 and 10.
Okay, well we'll see how we go. Maybe we'll start at 15.
Okay, so do 10 on one leg and then swap legs? 10 next?
So 15.
Oh, do 15?
Yeah,
okay.
so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Now we're going to come into our high knees. So just make sure you pop the rope out of the way, good. And up hitting the knees, yep, 1, 2, nice soft landing, good. Pause engaged. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, excellent. And skipping again. And we'll try and put the other leg forward this time. Do another 15. Okay, make sure your core's engaged. Nice soft landing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's okay.
1,
2, and 1. Alrighty, done. So have a break and grab a little drink if you need one. And then we're going to do it again.
okay.
So going in for round 2. Now if you're starting to fatigue a lot and you feel like you're a bit worried that you're going to trip on the rope or anything like that, just set the rope down and you can just pretend.
Okay.
Okay, so
Alright, so
off
we're
we
doing
go.
15 again.
15, yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, engage in 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, high knees. And move that out of the way. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Really bring them up there. Very good. Nice swipe back. That's good. Engaging the core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Alrighty.
You counted late.
Oh, whoops. Okay. And we'll do the skips one more time, and then we'll go in for another rest. Okay. Very good. Nice soft landing. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alrighty, rest time. How are you feeling? Is your shoulder okay?
Yep, it's
A bit of cardio, innovative cardio. It's going to be really good. The moves I've picked is going to be excellent for your goals and training your arms, your legs, and your glutes. It's going to be working all of those muscles, all different joints. So it's a bit of an anaerobic workout today. So what we're going to do, we're going to do 3 sets of 10 each of each exercise, and then we're going to have a break in between the set. So the first exercise that we're going to do is a bit of a circuit workout. So we're going to be doing jump squats. So the correct form, we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to come down into our squat. Knees don't travel over the toes like we talked about before. And then we're going to come up with an explosion. So we're going to push off the ground from our heels and come back up. Nice soft landing. And then again. Okay, so we're going to go 10 of them. And then have you ever done a burpee?
Yes.
You have? Alrighty, well, that's good news. So you know the torture that you're involved in.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to start. We're not going to do belly to the floor today. We're just going to do cardio burpees. So we're going to come down, hands on the mat, push our feet out. Okay, nice plank. Keep your core engaged. Bring your feet back into your hands, and then a nice jump up at the top. So that's 1. So we're going to do 10 of those. And then, like we were doing before, the weighted lunges, we're going to do 2 jumping lunges. So, same thing with knees not travelling over the toes. We're going to come down, and then we're going to jump and switch legs in the air. So we're going to do 5 on each leg, so 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10. We're going to have a nice straight back. Make sure you're looking forward. If you're starting to feel a little bit wobbly, we can take the jump out of it and you can just step.
Okay.
Alrighty. Do you have any questions?
Okay, so we're starting with the
Jump, squats.
Squats.
Yes.
Do those
So-
first before I do burpees.
Yes.
Yeah. So pick up the phone.
Yep.
Yeah. Which your arms up?
Yep, you can if you want to. Out of 8, 2, gauge the core, 3, 4. You don't want to come forward as much. You want to stand more, keeping your back, up and then down. Perfect. 5, 6, really keeping that pace up. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, good. Now into our burpees. Let's go. So hands down. Yep. Feet come out, back in, and jump up. That's 1. Good. 2. Excellent. And 3. Core engaged. 4. And 5. Yep. Excellent form. 6. Yep. 7. Excellent. 8. Almost there. 2 more. 9. Nice work, Catherine. And 1 more. Very good. 10. Excellent. How are you feeling? Your shoulders okay? Yep. Okay, good.
So real good.
So, just catch your breath a little bit, and then we're going to come into our jump lunges. So I'll move this out of the way for you. Okay,
Start off down.
yep, so 1, and then switch in the air. Excellent. 2, 3, 4, very good. 5, 6, core maintain. 7, 8,
Lovely.
9, 10. Beautiful. Alrighty, now, how are you feeling? Have a break, have a drink, and we'll do it again.
Okay.
So we've gone through that 3 times. How are you feeling? You're a bit puffed
Good.
out?
A bit puffed.
Okay, well that's all the work done for today. So we're going to do a nice cool down and a little stretch. Make sure we stretch the muscles that we really worked. So have a seat here. You can just comfortably, if you want to cross your legs, it's up to you. Now we're going to be stretching our pectorals, major and minor, so open up all our chest, and it's going to be a partner workout. So what's going to happen, I'm going to stand behind you and I'm going to place my knee in between your shoulder blades just here, and then you're going to have your hands up behind your head like this, and I'm going to come and I'm just going to gently pull them back, and it's really going to stretch out your chest and open it all up.
Okay.
So from all that chest work that we've done. So how are you feeling? Are you comfortable?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to, and then take a breath in, and when you go out, I'm going to just put it a little bit further out. Is that, would you like a little bit more? Or
Yep, that's good.
can you feel that in your chest?
Yep.
Alright, excellent. So this is a static stretch because we're just going to hold it for 30 seconds. Keep breathing. Did very well today. I think you're
Thank you, it was good.
ready for another coffee.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. One more big breath, and then we'll slowly come out of that. Okay. Now, because we've done a lot of leg work today, we're going to do a nice stretch for our glutes and our hamstrings. So you can stay seated where you are. And I'm just going to demonstrate with you. So we're going to put our right leg out forward. Yeah, very good. And we're going to make sure that we're rotated forward, so your hips are, yep, perfect. And then we're going to hinge at the waist, come down as far as we can with a nice flat back, and then just relax. Very good. Okay, so we're just going to hold that for a few breaths. Can you feel that working in your hamstrings?
Mm-hmm. Down here.
Yeah. Calves, that's good. Alrighty, and then slowly come back out of that. We're going to change legs. Very good. Nice. Okay, so square at the front. Maybe bring this leg in a little bit more. You want it to be in front of you. Yeah, very good. Okay, so we're going to hinge forward at the waist. Nice flat back. As far as you
Can't
can.
stretch as far on this side.
Yeah, a little bit more tight on that side.
Yep.
It's okay, we can work on that. Yeah, and just hold that there for a few breaths. What have you got planned for the rest of the day?
Rest.
Rest.
And then some painting.
Oh, painting, excellent. That'll be fun. Alrighty. Now, do you have any questions about what we did today, or are you pretty happy with everything?
I think it's pretty good so far.
Okay.
So when do I come back and see you?
You can come
do
out
another
of
one.
your stretch. We can do this same time next week.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about some special populations today. The first one I'm going to talk about is people with hypertension, or commonly known as high blood pressure. So normal blood pressure ranges close around 120 over 80, and you're looking at high blood pressure when it's around 140 over 90. If you do suffer from high blood pressure, you're going to need to get medical clearance from an allied health professional prior to commencing any form of fitness testing, exercise and programming. Once you do have medical clearance and you have the okay to go, your program will need to be modified to suit, and I will also, as your personal trainer, need to be aware of any form of medications that you're taking, if there are any. So a lot of common causes for hypertension can be lifestyle, such as obesity, smoking, excessive drinking, poor nutrition, and etc. So you really want to make sure you're looking after yourself. So people that do suffer from high blood pressure, they're usually afraid to do exercise, because when you exercise, it raises your blood pressure, which puts more pressure on your heart. But in fact, exercising is actually extremely beneficial. It reduces your risk of heart attack and stroke, and it strengthens the heart muscle, allowing it to work more efficiently, which is what you want. It also can reduce your weight. There are some certain exercises that you want to avoid, especially exercises that involve static holding, such as a plank, because you tend to hold your breath and you want to be breathing very efficiently when you have high blood pressure. So you would want to avoid that. Another exercise that you will want to avoid is any exercises that involve raising your hands and your feet above your head level, because this also sends a lot of blood to the heart and puts a lot of pressure on the heart, so we don't want to do that. Another thing to consider when you're training someone with hypertension is to ensure that you have an appropriate extended cool down period for them, because you want their body to return, their body temperature to return to their normal level of homeostasis, not too abruptly, because that can result in too low of blood pressure, especially if they're on medication. So yeah, that's some things to consider with high. So another special population I'm going to talk about today is people that suffer from low back pain. So it can actually be quite common nowadays, with everyone working so hard and not really focusing too much attention on keeping a nice good posture. So we really want to make sure we don't aggravate the lower back pain while we're exercising. A really good thing to do can be to strengthen the core muscles, the rectus abdominis, because this is going to take the pressure off our backs a little bit and really help with maintaining good posture. The thing is with abdominal workouts is we want to avoid things like sit-ups where your feet are anchored, or if your legs are flat out on the ground. This is because it tends to put a lot of pressure on your lower back and strain, and it also tends to target your quadricep and your hip muscles more than your abdominals. So an alternative to that could be just doing like an abdominal crunch and not coming all the way up. Another exercise that you want to avoid is exercises that cause you to hinge at the hips rather than the knees. So things such as deadlifts or bent over rows like we did today. So if my client had suffered from low back pain today, I wouldn't have had her do those bent over rows. We would have modified that accordingly. Another thing that can aggravate it can be hamstring stretches. So this puts a lot of strain on the back muscles, and it tends to stress the vertebrae and the discs in the back. So you can actually still get a good hamstring stretch if you just do the exercise standing up and have the client just lean forward in front of them and just do the standing up hamstring stretch, and it will still stretch the back hamstring. Yeah, so that's just a few things about some lower back pain. The final special population that I'm going to talk about today is people with shoulder injuries. So my client that I had today, she expressed to me that she sometimes experiences a little bit of pain in her shoulder, but it wasn't too drastic, so I didn't have to make too many changes to her program today. I just made sure that I monitored her, made sure that she was comfortable and it wasn't putting any stress on it, it wasn't hurting her at all. One thing I did change though was for the innovative cardio, I was going to put her through a boxing circuit, but I decided not to do that just in case we don't want to aggravate the shoulders too much, and boxing is really involving the shoulders through the whole time, so we changed that one out. When someone comes to you with a shoulder injury, you want to be able to regain the strength in that, so we can do that by lowering the intensity and just doing maybe some more reps. So an example of an exercise that you could do modify for someone that does have a shoulder injury is, rather than doing push-ups on the ground on the toes or knees, you could do it against a wall, and it really takes a lot of the pressure off and it's not as heavy, and just to regain that strength a bit and then work your way up until they are healed and ready to go to the regular push-ups. So yeah, that's some shoulder injury exercises.